Vive le français! Bonjour les amis, j'espère que vous allez bien. Today's video is in English, you can find it in French as well. It's about the relation that you have in France. When you live in France, how will it be with the neighbors? How are going to be the relation with the neighbors? So once a year in France there is La Fête des Voisins, which means the neighbor festival. So this started because there's many issues that people had with the neighbors in France, starting to be more and more stronger. You know, I told you before, people would live in the countryside, they will live together. They moved to the ghettos, they moved to the cities, they moved to the district, and then the neighbors start having less and less contact with each other. And it went to a point where it's really bad, especially if you live in some ghettos, in some poor ghettos. Then there will be many issues. For instance, you have people who sell the drug dealers. You have people who listen to the music very, very late. And you have different type of education and culture, and this doesn't work out well for people. People don't, you know, you're staying here, maybe tomorrow I'm living here, and then the neighbor, he's playing his music or he's having a party. So there will be many conflicts between the neighbor. It's not easy. That's why if you live in the wealthy district, people in France will be. Many people will be very strict about some rules, certain rules. So the rule number one is don't make noise after 9 o'clock. Don't make any noise after 9 o'clock. Even you are watching to the TV too loud, or you're listening to some music is too loud, people will be very angry. They will, whoa, silence! They might knock on your door on the ceiling. That could be like this, or they might just knock at your door and say, excuse me, could you lower the TV, or you're just having a party. And that's how it is. If you are in the wealthy district where people have education, that will be this way, because that's how French people are. They live this way. That's part of their education. After 9 o'clock they don't want the noise. Especially you have also people who are older people, and that's the way they were raised. And they have been told as little kid, don't make noise after this time, you have to discipline. So there's no noise. Another thing is the smell. Many people don't like to, you know, if you are cooking and there's the big smell, people will complain. People could complain. Then of course you have a more severe issue, like maybe the dog making noise, sometimes the children making noise. That's one thing. In some other place, in some other countries, it's not the same. You see, in China, there's the noise everywhere. People are like, shutting on that. That's normal. It doesn't disturb anyone. People are accustomed to it. There is a lot of smoke, that's normal. It doesn't disturb. But that's why, people who don't have the same background, who don't have the same even the same age, or even the same culture or the same education, they cannot live together well. So that's why many people, when they buy an apartment or they rent, they will be very careful which district, which place, because if you end up in an apartment and the neighbor is playing the piano all day, and that's really something that could happen, and he has to play the piano all day because he is a musician. But you cannot, even it's 5 o'clock, you cannot say anything, or 6 o'clock, it's not very late, but you are like having the piano music all the time, it can be very difficult. Or if you have someone who invites guests every day and he makes the barbecue on his balcony, or it's also not very nice. But I think it's also about the perceptions that you have and the life that you have. I understand if you are working the next day, you have to wake up very early. But on the other side, if you don't work and you are like, hey, whatever, you know, they're making a little bit noise, but I don't care, you know, that's fine, you know. The best, if this happened to you, there's the law. So what will happen? And I remember a few months ago this happened to my father. The neighbors, they were having a party. The kids, they are maybe 16 years old. So the parents are not there, and they invited so many young people in their garden, and they are having the heavy music until 2 in the morning. My father didn't care, because my father told me, okay, they are young people. If they do it again tomorrow, I will tell them. I will complain. But then, anyway, another neighbor called the police. Another neighbor called the police on them, which I think is not very nice. I think you shouldn't call the police. I think first you should talk to the neighbor. You should go there and say, hey, excuse me, I know you are young, you're making a party, but make it down, please. You know, it's already 12 o'clock, we have kids, or I'm working tomorrow. Okay? Otherwise, I would have, if you don't do it, then after that, if they don't do it, then you come back and say, hey, I already told you one time, you know, we are neighbors, and if they really don't do it, okay, call the police. But so the police. The thing is also in many districts, many ghettos, the police is not going to come. It's not going to come because the police is scared. The police is scared. If they come in the ghetto, many people hate the police. They come, it will be useless. So it's difficult. If you have someone who is drunk, or someone who is taking the drugs, or you have some crazy people, also some crazy people. It's complicated. It's very complicated. That's the question also of wealth. When you have someone who is wealthy, of course, even he's crazy, he will get hospitalized, or he will not be there anymore, or he will not make so much noise, or he will buy himself a villa outside, someplace where there is less neighbors. But if you are in the poor district, someone who is crazy, he will just be in his home and shouting because he's crazy, and then you live next to this guy. So, and many people don't have choice, so it's not fun. But I think in many places you don't have any issue. It's better when you come as a new neighbor. You are a new neighbor. It's good to go and see your neighbors and introduce yourself and make friends with some of them. Also, sometimes if you have some issue, I remember when I was leaving, sometimes my neighbor will ring and say, "Hey, do you have some sugar? I don't have sugar. I couldn't buy it." So I give him some sugar. That's okay. I think he doesn't have sugar. It's a little bit strange, but okay. Sometimes if you organize a party, you can invite the neighbors. You can write a small words. You put inside his mailbox, and you say, tomorrow I will have a party because I'm 18 years old, or tomorrow I have a party. It's my birthday. And by the way, you can come if you want, but I need to warn you that I will be making a little bit noise until 10 o'clock or until 10:30 or 11. Okay, that's fine. People will accept it. It's only once a year. Okay, I hope you understand. Thank you. Okay. Voilà. It's important to, some people, they will organize a party. When they come in a new home, they will do crémaillère. They will organize a small party or aperitif, invite all the nearby neighbor in front, on left, and this. They will invite the neighbor, and people will say, okay, and talk a little bit and know who you are. It can be nice. Ok. Bon. À bientôt, les amis. À bientôt. Ok. Au revoir. Take care.